Welcome back to the world of storytelling with me, Ronnie, for the final episode of Season 3 of the podcast. Next week, we will be back with Season 4, stories from Irish mountains. So make sure you're following. And before we get there, thank you for listening to Season 3. It's been a hodgepodge of wonderful stories from all sorts of different places and amazing people. And to finish us off, we have a fabulous friend of mine. Did you know that in Jamaica, an apple pie costs £2, and in Cuba, it costs £3? Yeah, those are the pie rates of the Caribbean. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
So tell the story, one day it's true. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, welcome back to the World is Storytelling, and welcome to the World is Storytelling, Gerardo. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
You have it correctly. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
For the first time I can hear that in years. Yeah. So yeah, as you said, my name is Gerardo. I live in Ottawa, in Canada. And the main reason why you mentioned it correctly, nobody pronounces my name correctly, is because sadly in North America there's a big reference to a guy called Gerardo Rivera, which I'm pretty sure you have heard. He has a talk show. Everybody watched it in the 90s. Everybody thinks we all name like him. And you know the interesting part? That's not his real name. That's the worst part. So yeah, that's been a nightmare. And yeah, life here, I live in the suburbs. So that means here in North America that you have a big enemy, which is raccoons in the summer. Anything you put outside, any trash can, any compost, any flowers, it's always going to be constantly attacked by this menace. And they look cute, yes. They look like little humans, absolutely. But nevertheless, they disturb your incredibly peaceful life because nothing happens in the suburbs. You know, after living in cities, I cannot believe how quiet can it be to live in the suburbs of this part of the world. Literally nothing happens. And when it does, it shocks everything. You know, like they stole a bike 2 years ago and there's people still shocked about it. Sadly, that bike never came back. Nobody knows what happened. There's a lot of theories. Maybe Al Qaeda is coming back for, maybe.
The bikes.
For the bikes, yeah. But yeah, poor kid never had his bike back. I hope he can recover from that.
Well, my theory is that it is the raccoons. I don't know, we're painting it as if it's the most exciting part of your day is catching a sight of and trying to attack, defend your property from the raccoons. So how does it get to this? I mean, tell us the story of how it happened that you went from a globe-trotting man of mystery to a suburban resident whose biggest excitement in life is raccoons.
That's the thing, right? Life takes you there. So it's interesting how you phrase it because, so my wife, she also went to the same institute as you and me where we met. That's where I met her, actually. She was doing her internships there, and she's Canadian. And after I finished my time in Israel, I had literally nowhere else to go, and she was like, "Come visit me." Come to Canada. And we started from there, and then we married. When you saw us in England, we married like not long after that in England, and then we moved back to Canada and we settled here. We lived first in a small city called Waterloo, and then in Toronto for 5 years, and now here in Ottawa. And I suffer from something that she likes to call displacement theory. I don't know if it's a real thing. I don't know if it's an actual psychological thing because she studied that in her degrees. But basically, the logic is that I'm also originally from Venezuela, so not the nicest or more organized place, not the most peaceful one. So because I'm so used to having a big quota of issues, right? In Venezuela, there was, I don't know, insecurity, gangs, politics. You could get arrested for anything, and the services were not working. Electricity, water, all these things were not working. Then passing from all that to this life, where, like you said, my biggest security threat, my biggest concern is raccoons disturbing my trash cans. That's what she said about displacement theory. That now because I have no issues, the little issues I have take my whole brain. I know it sounds like extremely privileged, and it is. I never thought I would be in this position, coming from where I come from. but it creates a problem in your brain. I don't know how to describe it. It's really interesting. Actually, this is a fun story. It was super common when I was, I don't know, 18 to 20. It was super common, what they called express kidnapping. Basically, until then, only super wealthy people will get kidnapped in in the country, and they will
Yep.
kidnap for a long time, months, and so on, because they will ask him millions. There was the guerrillas from Colombia. They know this guy is the owner of these companies. We can get out of them $5-10 million. They will kidnap him. They will hold him until money is paid. But as any business on earth, they find a way to diversify it. This happened. So they started what they call express kidnapping. So
Okay.
how it worked, basically. Let's say you, Ronnie, you are going out, you're having a few drinks, and they see you coming out of a nightclub with a car that maybe is not a Mercedes, but it says that it has something.
Yep.
It's doing more or less well. They will kidnap you right there, and they will hold you for a few hours. They will take all your everything they can get out of your debit, out of your checking accounts, whatever money that they can get out of you, and from your anybody who answers the phone in that 5 hours, and then they will release you. What is funny is that I almost got kidnapped 3 times because they basically, corner you with their car when you're driving. In 2 times, I got away very easily because they did a bad job. I can see that happening from very far. I just reversed and went another street and kept driving for 2 hours until I saw no one follow me, and I was like, okay, I can go home, and I was fine. But one day they actually kidnapped me because they confused me with another guy. I find him on Instagram later, like sometime later on Facebook. Instagram wasn't a thing then. He looked incredibly exactly like me. He had a car exactly like me, but he lived in a city not in the same city, like the city next to mine. But coincidentally, he was dating a girl in my city, so he was
Okay.
more often in the same places as I was. So they kidnapped me, they got me. It happened, it finally happened, and they start saying these names. Let's say for the safety, for the security purpose, let's call him Pedro. And yeah, Pedro, let's call your dad. Let's make sure that he pays from all the money from that company. I was like, wait, hold on, like, no, you're not. That's not my name. We know who you are. We know how loaded you are. Like, no, like, I'm serious. And the guys kept thinking that I'm trying, to not pay them. And I'm like, listen,
Yeah.
you really have the wrong guy. I mean, I'll give you everything I got, but it's not even a quarter of what you think it is. And they it went really violent. They punched me. They did all these things, and I was like, no, but seriously, like, take my ID, open my wallet. Like, shoot. They're like, oh no, this is not the right guy. They start yelling into, what do we do with him? And they start asking, okay, what you got? Like, make us something, like. And I was like, okay, we can go to an ATM. And when they saw how much I had, they were really laughing. They were like, they actually, it was one of the luckiest moments on earth because they could just drop me there, but they laughed so much about it that they made this stupid mistake that they took everything. Of course, they took my phone. They actually kept my car for a few hours, but they said, we're gonna use it for some other things. We're gonna drop it somewhere else. So don't worry, you will find your car back again in a few hours. Just go to the police tomorrow afternoon and they'll find it. And I'm like, okay, cool. And they dropped me in a gas station, well illuminated. Yeah, that was it, basically. They kept me for like 2 hours tops. It wasn't that bad. Back then, a lot of people went through really, really tough times. Between Venezuelans, it became really common to talk about your kidnap stories. Like, oh, this happened, or the way they break into my house, or the time they tied everybody, the entire family, is really bad. And every time I tell my story and I laugh about it, it was like, are you nuts? And I'm like, well, I don't know if sadly or happily, but mine didn't went so bad. I never know if they actually got him, to be honest. I never met the guy. Who knows where he's doing right now? Hopefully he didn't get kidnapped. The raccoons actually make me even madder than that kidnap. So
Then yeah.
that tells you the displacement theory is actually a thing.
I hope that for your sake, the raccoons remain the thing that gives you the most anger and most anguish. And maybe you can join like half the raccoons into your private security militia,
Hopefully.
and then they will protect you from the other raccoons or protect your trash. I don't know. This is something we can workshop. Where are arepas from?
Okay. Arepas can be from Colombia, can be from Venezuela, because we used to be the same country historically. And as you know, in 1800s, there was no influencers or cell phones with cameras recording everything. So it can be from both. But definitely the best places, the best arepas on earth are from Venezuela. Period. Colombians don't know how to make them. They have no flavor, no nothing. So I don't mind the debate of who made it first. They can win that if they want that. But definitely who makes it better nowadays, for sure. Like that's completely ours. There's no discussion there.
The hairy one? Is that the one they
There
call
you
it?
go, Pelua. Yes, there you go. Oh, you have done your homework. There you go. That's even worse. When people come from abroad, when you show them, like, really the hairy one, the fat one, because there's like 20 or I don't know 30 codes for these things. When you order, you have like a salad bar of all these choices. When you say the combination you want, the guy says, "Oh, you mean Peru?" And I'm like, "Oh, sure, yeah, that one." I don't want hair. I don't want hair on my food, but cool, man.
You don't want hair on your food, but you want the hairy food.
Exactly.
It's a different one. All right, amazing. Well, I hope you get very loads and loads of hairy arepas, but not hairy with raccoon hair. Thank you so much for coming on The World is Storytelling, and good luck in your in far away.
Thank you very much, man. Hopefully to see you soon.
Likewise.
Some say the old ruins in the sand tell us every story will come to an end. But my dear, we can live what we tell. We are storytelling animals.